Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E13 podcast. And I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Hob.
Yo.
And tonight, guys, we are going to be reviewing Snow White. Yeah, I know. But before we get into it, I like to remind you guys.
That's crazy. I know it's crazy.
Yeah, you know, I like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Revision Podcast. Go to heatrevisionpodcast.com. You can see all of our links through there. Also, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Join the Discord, guys. Come chat with us about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. But yeah, Snow White.
Nah, man, I can't believe we did this.
Y'all been saying this forever. When we decided that we were gonna watch Snow White, that's all I've been hearing. y'all just like, nah, man. I'm actually gonna go out here and watch Snow White.
It's because, listen, guys, right? Maybe some of you guys haven't seen the big change, right? We have it to a T now where we're just gonna review big movies.
Yeah.
And one of those is obviously Snow White. If it wasn't for that change, I think I probably would have liked to do a review on Novocaine over this one.
Yeah.
Novocaine, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Novocaine was great.
That was really good.
Yeah, surprisingly
I
good,
gave that
yeah.
an 8.
We did too. Yeah. So Novocaine was really cool, and it's like, damn, you know. But yeah, Snow White.
Yeah.
We are here. Disney Snow White. So yeah, that's a movie. So that's the end of the review, everyone.
No, we can't do that.
Hector be damned.
All right, we should just start off with the fact
start talking
that
about a Disney princess movie, bro.
That's crazy word, bro.
So it's gonna be
one thing I should
That's
add.
Heat Revision
is-
podcast, and we talking about this.
we talking about Disney princesses.
Hell no, listen.
Fuck.
I know we get some lore behind this.
I was about to say, I forgot when we brought this up because I know we did talk about it, about how like, does going to the movies feel like an event anymore? And we mainly said,
I know what you're gonna say.
And we mainly said like no. Well, me, I don't remember what y'all guys said, but I said I was like nah because we usually go in the morning, so the feeling of it got like kind of disappeared. But like I think I still feel it when we go late at night.
I felt it that night.
I felt it that same night. It was like, damn, why am I like so like excited even though I'm watching?
You know what's crazy is like I didn't want to mention it, but I knew Mario was like in a good mood. Like he felt like in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it. It was like it's like a side of Mario.
I knew. Motherfucker had soda and snacks on his hand.
Oh
yeah, he had
it's
like
because I'm never gonna use it, bro.
Yeah,
It's because it's because when we go see movies, we always go see movies Saturday morning. And then after we see it, we come back to the house and we record our review of the movie we just saw.
Yeah.
And every single time we go, I always like to at least get a drink. I just like drinking soda while I watch the movie. It's just a thing with me, right? But Hector and Mario never get popcorn, never get soda, candy, snacks, nothing. So we actually ended up watching this movie yesterday, Friday night, for a change. And Hector brought some of his siblings to come see it with us as well.
Yeah.
So Hector's like, oh, Mario seemed like a lot more like in a good mood. He seemed like giddy yesterday, like he was excited. So that's why I said I know I could tell motherfucker had soda and snacks in his hand for the first time. I've never seen
first
y'all.
of all, it wasn't
and fucking
soda.
Hector's drinking an icy. I'm like, I've never seen y'all. I've never seen y'all ever consume anything while watching a fucking movie.
That's true.
Like and you know what's crazy is I actually had eaten food before going to the movie theater because I'm like I'm probably not gonna get popcorn or nothing.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to eat popcorn or nothing because, like, whatever, right? I'm just going to eat my dinner. So I ate dinner. And when I came, I saw everybody with fucking popcorn buckets and sodas and drinks. And I was like, well, man, I don't want to be the only one not fucking drinking something. So I got myself a soda.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? The one time, like, what the Nah,
because,
man.
bro, it's
I know
so early.
Hector finna pull up on a cape when we go see Superman, bro.
Listen, we usually go in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not in the mood. Because when we go so early, bro, I just finished brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to eat a popcorn or have a drink, something to drink because like shit's gonna taste like shit. Personally, and not only that, I had all these points saved up. I had exactly
like 38,000 or something.
Yeah, I had like $35 in rewards, and literally I got the cinnamon donuts, some shit like that, a popcorn and a drink. All that used all my points. I swear to God. So I was like,
But
I didn't have to pay
but I
anything.
could tell that Mario's like mood was different. It was like
Yeah.
a good vibe. It was like, oh dang, you know what? Mario's like, I like this Mario.
We never see this.
Yeah,
Mario.
I want to see more of this Mario. The Mario that I know normally, I really don't like. No, I'm kidding. But I could just tell that Mario was a bit different. Like more, I'm like, oh damn, I kind of fuck with this. And that night, I felt I already. That's why I knew what Mario was gonna say. That night, it felt like an event. And maybe it's because the nighttime, maybe because I brought my siblings. And the reason why I brought my siblings was because I made the joke to Mario. It's like, damn, we're 3 grown ass men watching Snow White in the morning. That's crazy. And then Mario was like, "Nah, you got to invite your siblings because I have two other sisters. I have a brother and 2 sisters, and 2 of my sisters really like Snow White. So we kind of used that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
We could all
that's
go.
why y'all brought that.
That's why.
Because y'all don't want to.
Because 3 grown men
And it-
watching
and it
Snow
lined
White.
up.
I said that as a joke. But Mario took it seriously. Nah, bro. Like, that's
Oh, so he was the one that was.
He's like, you know,
'Cause I
no,
looked
he's the
up
one that
times.
told me, yo, ask your siblings.
Right, because he didn't want to be
Yeah,
seen.
type shit.
There's no way, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, and it lined up. There's a time at 9. I was like, bro, look, it's at 9. I'm for sure out by
No
work.
one
by
can see me.
No, I was like, no, I'll be out of work. So I'm like, bro, I don't have to leave work early, bro. I'll be done by for sure by
I don't
7.
know what
Like,
it
I'll
is.
have enough time.
Is like, even though, well, okay, I'm kind of hyped that I did invite them because they wanted to see it either way. My sister and them, they were going to see it either way because they like to go see movies like that. Like they saw The Little Mermaid, and like you could tell The Little Mermaid wasn't great because even my younger sister, she didn't really like it.
Wow.
She didn't really like it. She said it's really different from the original. She liked it, but she really liked Snow White. She really,
Oh, yeah, she was singing it.
yeah, she was singing it, dude. When you this morning, bro, this
No way.
morning she was singing it, and I caught her watching the cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah, she's on that high right now.
hell no.
But anyway, it's weird because we went at 9, and there weren't that many people, obviously, because you know I get it, it's
pretty
9.
late.
It's pretty late, right? And it's a Friday night, but for whatever reason, it felt better compared to going in the morning and not many people being there.
It makes me want to watch.
What if that's a new wave?
What?
What if we watch movies Friday night, and then we just review Saturday the next day?
For like the big movies?
Maybe, yeah, or whatever.
For like the ones I mean a lot, because I was about to say like
It don't
what if-
matter what we
I was
pick,
like
what?
I was like, what if we just watch like the?
But then again, I know you
big-
guys have work. And shit.
Yeah, I was say because the big name movies, like for example,
Oh, I
like
gotcha.
Fantastic Four, Superman, Doom.
We could do that,
and like
if
and
you guys
that
could.
way we could just show up the next day like 12, 11, whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
and just go straight into it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And that way,
Yeah.
those special movies feel like an event.
Yeah, we already settled that we were going to watch Superman on Friday night, right?
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with that. either
I'm
way.
just waiting for
Yeah.
the tickets to go on sale, bro,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I know those bitches are going to sell out fast.
We're watching Dobie.
Yeah.
Try to find Dobie.
Yeah.
But anyway, point is, if that magic was there, man, and I could tell Mario's like this, like holding all his food and shit, like, all happy, like a little kid. I feel good to see Mario like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, Mario's actually happy.
Yeah.
For once, he doesn't want to kill himself.
I know, for once.
I'm always happy. What you mean, boy? I was just no. It's
You're
just
not always happy. Come
Well,
on.
I should say always in a good mood, but like that night I was just like, hey,
That night
man.
you're on a high, bro.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
yo, like. It was cool. It was cool. It was definitely cool seeing Mario like that. Mm-hmm. Little cutie patootie.
What the fuck is going on right now?
Look at
What the fuck is going on?
Look, he's blushing. Why you blushing?
I'm not blushing.
Why you blushing?
I'm just trying not to fucking laugh.
Yeah, why you blushing, girl?
Hell no.
Anyway,
That's funny,
Snow
bro.
White.
All right, so Snow White. Once
Guess
again,
reactions.
another Disney remake, live action. You know, they've been on this fucking way for fucking ever.
Yeah.
At this point, they've pretty much. I feel like now with Snow White coming out, I feel like they've pretty much done all the big bangers. Yeah, they've done Cinderella. They've
wow,
done
really?
Snow White. They've done.
Little Mermaid.
So hold on, Cinderella. Yeah, they've done Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin,
Oh,
The Lion
yeah.
King twice.
Mulan.
Because
They did Mulan?
yes,
Live
they did
action?
Mulan.
Yeah.
No way, really?
But that was straight to Disney Plus. It didn't come out in theaters.
Oh,
I think it was
yeah.
around like that COVID time,
okay.
like pandemic, like stay indoors time.
Never
yeah,
saw that
so
one.
they've pretty much done all the big bangers, dude. So now with Snow White coming out, it's like the only other live action Disney movie that we're gonna get this year is Lilo and Stitch. So we'll have to see how that one goes. But okay, Snow White is here.
Initial reactions of.
A lot of people were already going into the movie with low expectations for numerous reasons, right? For one, a lot of people accused Snow White, this live action Snow White, to be woke. Woke in the sense that Snow White in the original 1937 animated movie is a white girl. And it's even described in the novel. I don't know if you guys knew that Snow White is based off a novel.
No, I had no idea.
So in the novel, she is described as a girl with skin with like her skin is as white as snow. So for them to cast Rachel Zegler, who is a Latina, caused a few people to kind of like, what the fuck,
I didn't know
right?
that. I know that.
What do you mean?
I know that she was Latina. I swear to God, I did not know that.
she is of Latino descent. So a lot of people were obviously like, "What the fuck? This goes against the original cartoon." And she actually came out and addressed some of the controversy along with some producers and stuff from Disney. And I feel like they made a pretty good point. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, okay, I could see where they're coming from. Rachel Zegler actually addressed the controversy and said, actually Snow White the cartoon and just the character in general is really popular. It's really big in Latin America, like in Mexico and like, you know, in the Latin American space, it's very popular. So for them to, they said that them wanting to cast a Latina actress to play Snow White was always in the mention. You know what I mean? So that's something I'm like, okay, I could see that, right? It's what followed after that that started to get people like really angry. And obviously, if people who are listening to this know, if you know, you know. And that's Rachel Zegler doing interviews and marketing for the movie and publicly bashing the original 1937 film, calling it dated, calling it weird, calling it stalkerish because the prince be like stalking her throughout the cartoon
and like kind of downplaying femininity and masculinity.
Like, you know, trying to say that this movie won't go like that. It's gonna be more modernized. People were accusing her of girl boss energy
type of shit
and all this shit. And so she caught a lot of fucking flack for
and
all this shit.
even from women, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like,
Everyone was
like even my sister. My sister is, I want to say, she's progressive. Let's just say that. Right?
okay.
And even then, she was like upset with what she was saying. She was like, "Man, what the fuck?" And actually, part of the reason she wasn't really looking forward to this movie. My older sister, she's like, "I just don't." She's like, "I just don't feel like I'm gonna enjoy it because I just don't like her as a person." Now I'm like, that's how I felt when I saw when I was about to see the Hunger Games, the Songbirds. So
Yeah.
Snakes and Songbirds. Yeah, Ballad of Songbird, whatever. The point is, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
But, you know, because we do this as a hobby, I was going to say as a profession. Not really. We're not really pros at this.
Yeah.
But we do this as a hobby, and like we kind of have to let go of that and actually judge them on their actual performance. And I remember in that review that we said, I thought that she did pretty good. Like I was like, okay, you know what? She did solid as her character and the way she portrayed her character. So I understand many people not liking her. I still don't really fuck with her. I'm gonna be real. I like her personality and like as a person, I just the things that she says, I just disagree with, and like the way she goes about it. It's not one of those things like, oh, you disagree with me, I dislike you. No, it's the way she was going about it, bro. She was very crude.
Very crude
In the interviews, bro. I don't know. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's a lot of the reasons why people did not like her.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were making jokes about it, like, "Oh my god, she's Disney PR's worst nightmare. Like, who gave this bitch a microphone? Like, oh my fucking god." All that shit, right? So, with all this in mind, people were already going into this movie with low expectations.
Yeah.
On the fact that all this bullshit happened, and also, realistically, the last few live action Disney remakes have not been doing so well. I think the last live action remake that I remembered watching, because I haven't seen them all.
Yeah,
the last one I remember watching and actually liking was the live action Jungle Book.
Oh wow.
That's the last one that I can think of that I liked.
I don't think
I haven't seen all of them. Like Lion King was okay. Aladdin was all right. Like it just doesn't capture the magic that the original cartoon did. Jungle Book was probably the last one that I remember being like, that's fire. They did the original movie justice type shit. But all the other ones that I've seen after that, bro, like they did Cruella, the literal chick from the Dalmatians movies, which the Dalmatians aren't even a part of it. It's just this bitch. So I don't know. And then who knows about Lilo and Stitch? We'll see when that shit comes around in May. So everyone's going to this movie with low expectations, and I kind of was as well, just because I also saw that there were a lot of like reviews from people like on social media and like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens, right? So we saw it.
And before we actually dive in, I want to talk about the more controversy with the dwarf situation.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Give more background.
So
You remember?
no, yeah, I remembered. So there was a situation. There was another controversy regarding the dwarves. So it was rumored that the dwarves in the movie were actually not, that they weren't going to be in the movie. I don't know who put that rumor out there or how that's speculated, but a lot of people were saying that the 7 dwarves that we deal that from the original cartoon were not going to be in the Snow White movie, and that's when this set photo of these people, these 7 people on the set of Snow White came onto the screen.
Yeah,
and it was supposed to be said that they were substitutes to the dwarves from the original cartoon. And people fucking hated that picture because it looked nothing like the dwarves. Plus, it's called Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. So they wanted to substitute the dwarves for these other people that looked nothing like the dwarves. There was like people of different color, skin races and ethnicities, and they were all dressed weird. Like they didn't even look like dwarves. They didn't even look mystical. Like dwarves, you kind of imagine they're like a mystical race of like their own kind and whatever the fuck. They didn't even look like that. So obviously a lot of people were like, oh my God, the dwarves are not going to be in the movie. Who the fuck are these guys? And it caused a controversy. And then later on, it was confirmed that the dwarves were always supposed to be in this movie. They just didn't show a picture of them or whatever the fuck. And then we got that one other photo. It wasn't a set photo. It was like an official photo revealed by Disney of Snow White in the house with the 7 dwarves around her. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know if you guys remember that picture.
I do.
So that came out and people were like, what happened? Like, I thought the dwarves weren't supposed to be in the movie. And upon watching the movie, a lot of people felt that they removed those other original characters that were in the movie to favor the more source material accurate dwarves. But it turns out they're still in the movie. I don't know. What did you guys think of that?
I think that originally those humans or whatever, I think those were supposed to be the dwarves. But because of the backlash, they said, you know what? This is not a good idea. How can we rewrite the story where we could still incorporate them? And I think that's how it went.
A lot of people think that, bro. A lot of people are on that conspiracy. Do you think that, Mario?
I mean, it makes sense.
Do you think that, or do you think maybe like?
Because what are the odds, bro? They put a set. Okay, if you look at them, let's be real. They do be dressing like the dwarves, like their style, at least from the set photos. Right when they was leaked, they looked like they were dressing like the dwarves, like multicolored layers and shit. And there were 7 of them.
Yeah.
It's like, what are the odds? Come on, man. That's just what I think. I think that originally those were going to be the dwarves, but people were upset, and like Disney was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe this isn't a good idea."
Yeah.
So let's actually change it up. But maybe what do? We can't just scrap these motherfuckers or whatever. Maybe we can incorporate them in the story or do something differently.
And in the movie,
they
say that they're bandits from the woods.
Yeah.
So that's
and they were and let's be real, in the set photo, they were lined up, bro. Behind Snow White.
They were
behind
just like
Snow White.
Behind Snow White, yeah. Snow White was leading them. They were standing by, like in the cartoon, where all the dwarves are lined up behind each other, and they're following Snow White. That's how it was in the set photo.
Yeah,
that's how it was. So like to me, that's simple. It's like, come on, man. Clearly, at least to me, I'm like, hey, this is clearly the dwarves, man. At least that's what they try to do. But yeah, that's it. Or what? What do you think? You don't think that's what happened?
Hey, listen, who's to say? We're never gonna find out. We're never gonna find out because they claimed the dwarves were always in the movie.
Yeah,
they claimed they were always going to be part of the movie, and then that the bandits were going to always be part of the plot.
You can't believe.
But I don't know, man. Maybe it was a last minute decision where it's like, nah, fuck, we got to incorporate the dwarves because they received backlash.
I don't know. Believe them.
I don't know. To be honest, I remembered hearing that the movie got delayed.
Yeah.
So maybe they used that time to incorporate them.
Yeah, probably.
And like, point is, that was like just another extra layer of controversy with the movie, you know, and that's why people were like not looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people were calling it too woke and too.
And I kind of agree. Where I'm glad that they stuck with the animated dwarves.
Yeah,
that worked. Because looking back, think about all the shit that happened in this movie with the dwarves. Now put it live action, it just wouldn't. It'd be like corny.
Yeah,
like it just would not look good.
It will look cheap.
But the fact that they were animated, that means it fits for them to act more animated, more silly things to happen. You know what I mean? Like it felt right. It felt like a good choice. If
yeah.
anything, I would say the dwarves are probably my favorite part of the movie.
They were mine.
Yeah.
They were definitely mine. And I would even say they're my favorite part of the 1937 original movie. Yeah, the dwarves.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
I've seen bits and pieces because growing up, my sister would watch. My sister,
yeah.
dude, both of them, they're veterans, man. They seen every single Disney princess movie. They would sometimes play them and shit, and I would just watch like snippets.
Yeah,
and I'd leave, right? And
Well,
come
yeah.
back, watch snippets. But I've never sat down and
fully watched.
fully watched.
I think I
Snow White.
watched it.
same way.
I remember watching that movie when I was a little kid. I think I watched it with my mom, the original. I don't even know how we watched it. I think we had the VHS, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we probably watched it on the
Dude, you know, I just realized last night how when we're watching it, because I'm watching the movie. I'm like, yo, Hav, like, what the fuck? This is like different story. Isn't Snow White supposed to be in like a glass casket or some shit, and like she gets kissed and shit? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm thinking, wait a second. I'm thinking of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Right? But the reason why I made that connection, guess why I made that connection with
Shrek.
Sleeping Beauty? Yes, that's why.
Oh.
Do you remember when the dwarves carry Sleeping Beauty's casket and puts it on Shrek's table? For whatever reason, I made that connection in the Shrek movie to this. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm like, what the fuck? The dwarves are here, but where the fuck? When is Snow White gonna be put in this casket? I'm not even kidding.
Dude.
And I
Oh
made
my
that, and I'm like,
God.
why did I think that? Why the fuck did I think that? And it wasn't until last night, and I just forgot to say. I'm like, oh, that's why I fucking made that connection. It's a
Hell no.
fucking Shrek, man.
I forgot they made a reference. Rocky. Oh my god.
You don't remember that in
No,
Shrek?
no, it wasn't until you just told me right now.
Yeah, it was a Sleeping Beauty reference where
my
it was just
God.
dwarves that they carry Sleeping Beauty's bed in her body and put it on the table.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, what the fuck? And that's the reason.
Nah, I agree with the point where you guys said the dwarves are probably
Yeah.
your favorite thing. That's probably my favorite
yeah,
thing. Also.
absolutely, man. I think that's my favorite. It's my favorite.
They actually
part.
had like the comedy that is in this movie that involved the dwarves. I think some of it actually it surprised me how much I actually enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Especially one which I told you last night when the movie ended, where I was like, bro, that actually made me laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered all the controversies and
Yes.
everything, right? So let's actually get into the movie.
Yeah.
So breaking it down one by one, I guess the best way to start this off is to talk about the title character. So what did you guys think of Rachel Zegler, her portrayal as Snow White in the movie?
I think she did her job. Out of like the actual like real characters, like humans, I think she's the best.
Okay.
And I'm be honest with you. I think everyone else was either did okay or was flat out horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I agree with that.
Really?
I don't agree with that.
Ooh.
Well,
Start fighting right now.
Butt naked, now record it.
But hey yo,
that's crazy. But he said it though. It's
watch
on
out for
tape.
Cupid Hive. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you again.
What the fuck?
Anyway.
Motherfucker, we're in March now. Why didn't you say the leprechaun or something like that?
That's
Oh, yeah, the leprechaun
You know,
go get
that
your
reminded
ass.
me that. Remember how last night in the we were about to go enter the movie theater, and your sister left her popcorn bucket, or Javi did there, right? And you're like, Javi, where'd you put the popcorn bucket? He goes,
So my older sister bought my younger sister the Snow White popcorn bucket, and it's like a mine cart with the jewels, and there's different colors. There's like purple, red, green, and my sister got the purple one. Anyway, so we had like a bunch of drinks, right? We're like trying to get our slushies and shit. And my sister was like, "Yo, Hav," because obviously we're cousins, so yeah, can you hold it? I say, yeah, sure. But then Hav went to go get his drink, and then he got distracted from filling his drink up, and he left the popcorn bucket at that station where the drink is. And then as we were leaving, I forgot who said something. I don't know. I was like, well, "Yo, where's the popcorn bucket?" And then Hav was like,
he just turns around, like, puts his hand up in the air, like, I don't know.
like it's like at a sitcom. Like it's like a sitcom. He's like, "I thought I gave it to you." And we're just looking for it. Where the fuck is it? Until we found it.
Yeah, that shit
No,
was
and you know what's
fun.
funny? How did he even say anything, bro?
Yeah.
He just walked. He just left and walked away to it. Like he didn't say, "Oh, it's over here, guys. My bad." Like he just walked.
Oh, I went to go look for it. I didn't know where I put
You a
it.
demon.
It's not even mine.
Brody's just out here walking and shit.
It's not even mine.
Come on, Hav. No, he cannot play that card. It was not even mine. No, but she asked you to hold it. Like,
I
hey,
know.
Can you just look after this for a second? And you're like, yeah.
I know.
So you can't say that, Hav.
I didn't know where I left it. That's why I went to go look for it.
But that's why it's funny. because it was your responsibility at the time. You just left it. Like,
And the reaction you
and
get
the
to,
reaction
like,
was funny.
it's like, it was so funny. Like, Hector was worried, but he wanted to laugh at the same time.
Dude, I wanted to laugh really hard. I was like, oh my god. The way he reacted was funny as fuck. But anyway, why did you bring this up?
I mean, I brought that up because what he did earlier in the review, where he's like, you asked me. And I remember, I don't know what he said. He said something where we looked at each other and we started laughing because of the way he said it. I'm trying to remember what he said. Fuck.
He's in this review?
In this review?
In this review, I forgot
He
what he
said something?
That was funny as hell.
Beats me? No, he didn't say that.
No, but he said it like that.
If you
though.
ask me.
But he said it like
Who's
that.
to say?
But he
Who's
said it
to
like,
say?
you know, like Hob demeanor.
Isn't that what he said?
I don't know.
Who's to say, bro.
Yeah, some shit like, yeah, I don't know if it was that, but that demeanor.
We don't know.
Like, let me stretch your mind. Yeah, shit like that.
Pardon my reach.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But that reminded me of that.
Okay.
I don't know. Point is, man, it was gonna be a Malice in the Palace
Oh my
in that
god.
situation.
Hell no.
That shit was funny.
But no, like I said, man, I think she did her job. I think she did her job well. But as far as the other people, I think they were solid. But there's one I think that was horrible. And I guess I can see why Hector made the point to me as we were watching. I was like, all right, I still didn't like her performance. Mm-hmm. So you
All right, we're just talking in general performances.
well,
just specifically
he asked
her.
about specifically Snow White.
Yeah, like what did you think about Snow White? We'll get into what he's saying.
Okay.
But what did you think about Snow White?
I'm gonna be real. It's what I expected because she's kind of almost similar to how she was in the Hunger Games.
Okay.
Like the type of acting and like singing, because that's one thing for sure. She can sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless that's her real voice, right? She's the one singing.
It is.
She can sing, and obviously in Hunger Games she was singing, so I was expecting that, right? So I can't say her performance was like Oscar worthy or whatever, but it was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was how she was in the Hunger Games. Good.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. I thought her portrayal as Snow White was good. I don't know why a lot of people are like, "Ugh, it's going to infuriate me. And it's like one of those. It's like what we mentioned. It's like, no, you're being a hater. And you don't like the actress.
Yeah, you
have to put that to the side and judge it objectively, which people can't do that.
Yeah.
So
And trust me, at the time with when Hunger Games came out, I did not like this bitch, man. I was like, yo, you a weirdo. I did not like her. But obviously I had to take that away from the movie, and I gave props. I'm like, hey, she did good. She's a good actor. I can't deny it. She did good in Hunger Games. She did good here. And anything, the only complaint I think my siblings said was that her hair. They said my sister.
Wasn't that her hair in the cartoon though?
Said that her hair bothered her. Or something.
why?
Isn't that her like
She
that?
just looked weird. I don't know.
Isn't it like that in the movie?
She has short hair.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but they just
I didn't
said
mind it.
They just said it looked weird.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. Who knows? It's just because like not everything translates well to live action.
I thought that was fine to
Typical
me.
shit. Maybe it's one of those things, you know what I mean?
Probably.
But okay, I want to dive a little bit more deep into the performances because we've had a few other live action performances. The only ones that I can say live action, like the big ones, was Jonathan, the love interest character, who's not the prince. He's not Prince Charming. It's been confirmed he's not.
Yeah, isn't in the original? Isn't he actually like a prince?
A prince? Yes, he is Prince Charming, and
wow.
And Jonathan in this movie is a newly created character for the remake, for like the live action remake, and Gal Gadot as the evil queen.
It's Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot?
I've heard her always say it Gadot,
Okay.
but people pronounce it both ways.
Yeah.
So I've always called it Gal Gadot because that's how
Gotcha.
she said it in her interview. She says her own name. So yeah, so those are the two other, I guess I would say, big performances. Because the other ones, there's people with lines, but they're not really. And I don't really want to count the dwarves because even though they're live action, they were CGI characters.
Yeah.
I want to get to the dwarves. I want to focus on them in their own section. So I want to just talk about the other two the more prominent live action performances, which is Jonathan, the love interest, and the evil queen, played by Gal Gadot. So I want to start with Mario.
Okay.
Mario, what did you think of Jonathan and the evil queen in the movie?
Jonathan, I thought was fine.
Yeah.
I think he played his role right. I didn't know that was supposed to be Prince Charming. I knew there was differences made.
I didn't know
this
either
movie.
top of the movie. My sister told me.
Oh, I didn't know until right now. But I mean, did it play an impact now knowing that? Not really. I didn't really care. It's just more one of those things where I'm like, all right, let me see what they're making with this new shit, right? And for his role and how he was portrayed in the film, I think he did his job. I think it makes sense in the story that they told. I don't think it impacted it negatively for me. As for Gal Gadot, I've always said Gal Gadot. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
As for her, she's the one where I'm just like, dude, it's a struggle. At one point during the movie, I go, Hector heard me. I go, damn, that was ass, or she's ass, and he starts laughing.
I was drinking my slushy.
But then he made a good point.
Is that why you were choking on that shit?
Yeah,
I was
What did
drinking
he
my
say?
slushy. I was drinking my slushy, right? Like normal. Like, I'm like chilling, whatever, vibing. I'm like, oh my god, Mario's happy. I'm riding the vibes. Hey, yeah, it's lit. And then he just says, that shit was fucking ass. And that's when I like started laughing and I almost choked on my drink.
But then he made a good point where I was
like,
like, you know what, you are right. She was like this in Wonder Woman, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Where she's like, bro, it's her accent. I go,
It's her accent, man.
I'm like, yeah,
She
you
has a
are
heavy
right.
accent.
But it's one of those things where I'm just like, you know what, I get it, but still, like, how did I enjoy her performance more in Wonder Woman? Because I like Wonder Woman.
Right.
I like the first
That's
one.
true,
a lot
the first
more.
Wonder Woman.
The
Yeah.
first Wonder Woman,
Second
I
one-
really flop, in my opinion. But the first one, I really enjoyed. I was like, I don't remember her being this bad. I'm like, why is it sticking out to me more in this film?
Yeah.
There was just some line deliveries in this film when it came from her where it just felt so empty, as if she was just straight up reading off the script. I don't know. I don't know if she was the best cast for it personally.
Okay.
And that's where that's one of my biggest negatives is her performance. I don't know why in this movie it was so bad for me, at least, because I know she's done other movies where she's done good,
Right.
yeah.
right? But I don't know. For me, it was negative for me.
Want me to go next?
If you want.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mario. I think Jonathan was fine.
Yeah.
If anything, I think him and Snow White, they're the
They
two
carry.
standouts.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
carry.
Right?
you-
in terms of live action.
Right. Did you like their dynamic? Like, do you think they worked together? The chemistry, the line.
I think they did, but the thing, this is like another negative with the movie that I have. I just think it happened too quick, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think it happened too quick. I think we needed more scenes for them to actually get to know each other a little bit, and you know, they just had that one moment in the beginning of the movie, and it's like, okay, then oh yeah, sure, he ends up saving her life, quote unquote, but and then they all of a sudden fall in love. I just didn't really buy it how it happened.
Sure.
I kind of wish that they'd kind of delve more into it. But in terms of performances, I thought they both did good. And then I agree with Mario. I think Gal Gadot, I think that was like her weakest performance that I've seen. I didn't really like her as much,
Okay.
to be honest. But I didn't like her as much in acting, and like she was really like animated, like really animated, really weird and kind of like cheesy. But the songs that she did, I thought they were fine.
Okay.
I didn't think they were bad. I also didn't think it was like, whoa, whatever. I think my favorite when it comes to the songs are probably the Dwarves. If I had to pick favorites, it's probably that song.
Come on, bro. Hi ho.
Yeah, you know.
That's my
I
fucking
think-
jam, bro.
I think
Love that song.
them. That's probably my favorite. Then probably second best, probably when Snow White was singing. Yeah.
Which one? She had a few.
Well, in terms of like singing, whenever they had their like their pieces to sing,
Oh.
I'm just ranking them. Whenever like the Dwarves for me is up top.
Oh, are they ranking
And then,
songs?
No. I can't.
Oh,
remember. I can't
gotcha.
tell you. I can't tell you.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Yeah, same
But
here.
in terms of like whenever they were singing, Dwarves, Snow White, Jonathan, and then Gal Gadot is in the bottom for me.
Okay.
But I would say that her songs and like her singing was more enjoyable than her actual acting.
Gotcha.
In my opinion,
Okay.
you know. And maybe like I told Mario, like I think it's a strong accent, man.
Yeah.
The way she maybe delivers some lines, it just doesn't sound right. Also, I don't know, like her being the villain and all. I just was expecting it to be more believable. Like she's like, okay, this is the best way I can explain this movie. This movie is a Disney Channel movie with a Disney Studios budget. That's the best way I can explain.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Right? Come on, give me that. Ain't that fire?
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
This is a movie. Damn me up. This is a movie. Fuck them. This is a movie, right? That like you would see in Disney Channel, bro. Oh, starring this new like Halloween Town bullshit. Like, yo, 8 p.m. Central. Blah blah blah. Stay tuned for Snow White. Like it's that type of movie, like a Camp Rock. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
But the production is Disney Studios level. Like,
Yeah.
crazy budget. That's how this movie felt.
Okay.
Like, and that's why, like, when we watch a movie and there's a villain, I say, bro, this motherfucker be acting like a Disney villain. I think of Gal Gadot in this movie.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's it. That's all I got to say about her. I think she was the weakest.
Gotcha.
Link. She was the weakest link, in my opinion. What about you?
I thought Jonathan was fine. I'll be honest though, I didn't think Gal Gadot bothered me as much as you two. I thought she was good in the role of the evil queen. I actually liked her in the role. Like there would be some lines in delivery where I'm like, she's really good. Like this is really good. It was the scenes where she was trying to be villainous.
That's what I'm saying.
And menacing that were off for me. No, you guys made it seem like her whole shit was trash. You gave her the pass on the singing. Mario made it seem like it was all garbage.
Well, maybe maybe he didn't like it. Yeah. Did you like the singing too, or nah? Maybe
He didn't
not.
mention that.
It was okay.
Yeah, you see, overall, he just didn't really like it. Me, I thought she did good. I was like, yeah, she's doing good as a evil queen. And plus, in the original, the evil queen kind of looks like her, except she's not. She's more pale.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
she
yeah.
looks like her in terms of like she's really like skinny. She pulls off like the outfit,
Like strong facial features.
exactly.
Like,
and I was like, you know what? I buy her as the evil queen. She's really good.
Oh, yeah, I can see
but
that.
But then there are scenes where she's trying to be villainous and menacing that
It's just-
I'm like, okay, you're overcooking it. You're overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I could see where you mean.
Looking is funny.
And I could see where you come from, where she's like, oh, she felt like really animated in certain scenes.
Yeah.
That's where I felt like that came out of when she was trying to be villainous and evil and shit. That's when I was kind of like, okay, that I liked it better when you kind of toned it back a little.
Yeah.
But right now, what you're doing, it's not gelling well with me. So that's how I took it. And she is, in my opinion, probably the weakest live performance in the movie. But I didn't hate her. I didn't dislike her as much as Mario, or you know what I mean. I thought she did fine, but it's just like it was some scenes where I'm like, she kind of like overdid the acting or her line delivery, or she was too animated. Like that was why I was like, okay, now you should have toned it back. You can do better than that, or like I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the accent also plays a factor. What do you guys think of the dwarves? Our 7 dwarves. $5 to anyone who can name all 7.
Ready?
Sleepy.
Hold on. Oh. Well, actually,
Who wants to go?
I can't let someone go because, like, what if they name it all and you don't have a chance? No
That's
one
true.
just collab.
You want to collab?
Let's collab.
All right.
Sleepy.
Okay. Okay. You said sleepy, dopey.
Grumpy.
Okay. You said grumpy. Sneezy.
Happy.
Heavy. Okay. And then Doc.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Fuck. That's really 6?
That's 6, I think, right? Isn't all of them? We said.
Who the fuck?
We said sleepy.
Mute.
No.
Wait, what the fuck?
Mute. That's dopey. That's
Oh, my bad.
No,
Fuck.
we said
Mute.
we said sleepy, dopey, grumpy, happy, sneezy, and Doc. There's someone else.
Who the fuck are we missing?
Who is it? I can't think of him.
5, 4.
No, you can't give us a shot clock.
Nah, what the fuck? That's what it said.
1.
No, you can't. Don't tell us. We actually want to figure this out. Okay. Sleepy, dopey, grumpy.
Look at the clock,
happy,
Mario.
Sneezy.
No.
And then
I gotta
Doc.
figure this out. Funny? I don't fucking know.
Slimy.
Slimy. Mute.
Dude, that would be so funny. And they had, let's say the guy was named Slime, and someone in the movie said, "Oh, what else, Slime?"
That's actually funny. That would be funny as fuck, bro.
Sleepy, grumpy, dopey, sneezy, happy, Doc, Saddy.
Wheezy? I don't fucking know.
Saddy? I don't know.
I think we have to give up.
I don't know. Who is it?
Y'all not getting $5 though.
It's fine.
What do you actually give us $5?
No.
Yeah, of course.
know it.
Fuck you, dude.
Bashful.
Bashful. Yeah, no way. I'm remembering
Oh
that.
yeah, I was not gonna remember
Bashful.
that.
So what's up with him? What, he just eat bashing shit or what? Like,
He just feels bashful, bro. He's always like, like kind of.
oh yeah, like shy, like
Yeah.
like a shy guy.
Oh yeah.
That
He's
one.
like, she feel like Mario, like Mario,
Oh my god.
like at that, like last night when he had,
He
his
was all
finish shit, He's
bashful.
like, oh my god.
I got my
Mario felt like he was on a first date. Like
Hell no.
he had bud flies in his tummy, which I'm freaking out.
I got happy. I was finally able to use those rewards.
Dude, and I was pissed, dude, because I bought, I bought like popcorn bucket and shit. dude, I never I never scanned my reward shit when I bought those.
Yeah, he could have used it.
I should have.
Bro, you could have so
motherfucker.
much right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm pissed about that. But anyway.
What'd you guys think of the dwarves?
I don't have anything bad to say.
Like nothing bad.
I think it's my favorite part of the movie.
They're my highlight. They were my highlight. Who's your favorite dwarf of all of them? And I know some of them kind of like get pushed to the side. Not a lot of them have a lot of good lines.
I feel like saying dopey is just like the obvious.
No, I mean you
Yeah,
could.
I mean-
Fuck it. I mean, if it is yours, be proud.
I think dopey's cool. I think Grumpy's cool too. Doc is pretty funny too.
Yeah,
That
Doc
one scene. He had like a funny scene.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, bro, would probably be Grumpy, just because his line delivery is always funny.
Yeah,
He's always
yeah.
like, "We got to kick her out." Like, finally, someone's talking sense. Like, he would just be grumpy all the time. But also, he has some moments with Snow White that I felt like really worked, and that's actually where I feel like this movie worked the best. And that was when Snow White was with the dwarfs, because their chemistry together and the way she interacted with them was so like the cartoon. But also, you just feel it. You feel the chemistry coming off the screen.
Yeah.
When she's with the dwarfs, so. I especially like the scene where she tells Grumpy, like, "Oh, you're just misunderstood," and he kind of takes a beat. Like, if you notice, he has this look on his face, like, "Oh shit, she gets me." Like, he's the one of those, like, she gets me. She understands for once.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm grumpy, but she understands. Like, oh, I'm just misunderstood. So I really like that scene, and so I felt like Grumpy was a standout in my opinion. The scene where there's a touching scene between Snow White and Dopey that's original, not in the original cartoon. It's completely original. But yeah, I thought they were really good. And with that being said, I felt like this movie was at its best. One, because I loved the Seven Dwarves. They were really, really funny. They were the standout in the movie. And I felt like the movie got better as soon as Snow White and the dwarves crossed paths. When they're together, whistle while you work. Like, that song number, the interactions, the chemistry, all of it was fire.
Yeah.
For me, I felt like the movie took a dip once she left, and now we're dealing with what the movie calls the bandits. Because now you stray away from the dwarves, and now she's dealing with these other characters.
Yeah.
Now, the bandits, what the fuck is that? Well, two things. One, the bandits are original characters that were not in the original Snow White cartoon. Two, the bandits are the people from that first set photo that people believed were the original dwarves in the movie. Those are those people. And so these bandits live in the woods, and they're led by Jonathan, who is the leader. And so there's this little side plot where she goes off to look for her father or some shit like that, right? Because my father's still out there. And she goes and crosses paths with Jonathan once again and his group of bandits. And the scene led to a song and led to a song number, which I'll get to the music in a second. That's going to be another talking point. It led to a song number between the two of them, Princess Problems, right? And then a whole action scene regarding the Queen sending knights to go and kill her in the woods. I'm going to be honest. I think that was probably my least favorite part of the entire movie, because I was on this high that the chemistry between Snow White and the dwarves were so fire that now she's dealing with these other side characters that you don't really have enough time to grow attachment to. They didn't have their own song number like the dwarves. They don't have a lot of characters. You don't even know their names.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so now you're dealing with these no-name side characters that you should care about. The movie wants you to care about them, but you don't. And that's kind of where I felt like the movie dipped for me. So with one of my negatives being that I felt like some of Gal Gadot's acting and her trying to be menacing and shit like that just kind of felt a little too off for me. The bigger one is the movie's way of trying to pad that fucking runtime, because Disney has this fucking thing where they just want to make their remakes half an hour longer than the original movies. I don't know what it is. They just want to hit that 2-hour threshold for some reason, right? So they have to add shit to the movie that did not exist in the original. And there's a few things that we can talk about in the spoiler section where they did that, but one of those is these bandit characters. And for me, it didn't work. I felt like when she was with these bandits, minus Jonathan, because he has more chemistry with Snow White for, obvious reasons, I just didn't care. I didn't really care. I felt like we were wasting time. And the whole time I'm like, man, I want to see Snow White back with the dwarves, bro. I don't know. What did you guys think of the bandits when they were introduced into the movie and the scene that they were in? As soon as Snow White separates from the dwarves and comes across the bandits in the woods, what did you guys think of them? Mario, go first.
I didn't really, outside of Jonathan, I didn't really care as much just because we didn't spend enough time with them. I think the only guy we really got, I guess, character development from was the dude with who's like their best crossbow motherfucker.
Yeah, because he had the funny line.
Yeah, so just him, and then the fact that we know him and some other chick have a thing, like they're friends, like Snow White and Jonathan are friends. They said that in the movie. Outside of that, it's like, that's all we know. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's all we know about them.
It's true.
Other than that, they're just like background actors. I'm gonna be completely honest, they're just background actors, extras on the screen. So I didn't really care, if I be honest with you. It did slow down for me when it came to this part. If it wasn't a one-on-one scene between Jonathan and Snow White, it slowed down. I was just like, all right, I don't care about the rest of these dudes because you aren't putting any effort to make me care.
Sure.
So that was kind of how I approached it.
Would you say that because you didn't care about the characters, would you consider that to be a negative, like something that may play a part in your rating?
It's tough because even though they were in this movie, I feel like they weren't in it a lot. So I really got to think about it. I don't know, but I do take into the fact that they kind of dedicated a whole part of a decent chunk of the movie to these characters.
Right.
But maybe it would. Maybe it will, I mean. I don't know. I got to think about it after we talk about it.
What about you, Hector? What do you think of the bandits?
I thought that they were unnecessary.
Okay.
I think that we didn't need them. I think this, like, if we took them out, it could have just been him. Like, he could have been alone, and everything would have been the same.
Yeah.
They were just there. You know? And that's why I think that maybe they originally were going to be like the dwarves, and like Disney was like, we got to do something with them, man. Like, what the fuck? What do we do? And that's when they did that. I don't know.
I can see that.
But I think that it was just unnecessary. I was kind of bored. I'm gonna be real. Whenever like it was just them two. Like, okay, I want to see the dwarves, man. I want them to be more involved, because if we're gonna be honest, they weren't involved a lot. The dwarves, they weren't involved a lot. Only just that once when they're at their house, and then when Snow White goes through that bullshit. Is it really a spoiler? I mean, it's Snow White. Everybody knows
It's a remake. No.
You know.
No. The only spoilers would be like original. Some of the stuff that they changed from the animation.
Yeah, so like when she eats the apple and
That's
shit.
typical.
Okay, when she
That
eats
is
the apple,
very typical. Dude,
that's where the dwarves
did you see
are.
that some of the promotional posters for Lilo and Stitch that came out this week? Did you see them?
No, I didn't see it.
They put out 4 new posters for Lilo and Stitch, and it's Lilo and Stitch. It's Stitch in different posters, referencing Disney princesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like one of the posters is him with the apple in his mouth, half big, half bitten. So like, yeah, it's one of those things where like the apple, the forbidden apple and the poisonous apple, and she falls asleep, eternal sleep. That's all known. That's not
So,
spoilers.
yeah, so when she goes through that, that's when we see the dwarves again. But that's it. You know, I kind of wish we saw more of them. Like I said, it was my highlight. I'm gonna be real, man. Maybe I might be the minority here compared to you guys, but I thought like the story. Although I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to do like a more modern take of Snow White about being the fairest of them all. At least this is what I caught.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, it isn't like the original story. When they say, "Oh, who is the fairest of them all?" They're mostly talking about her, like her beauty,
Yes.
and like her white complexion and shit.
Yes.
Versus here, they're doing like a modern spin to it, where no, that's not what it's about. The fairest of them all means, courageous, brave. Even the mirror in the wall was like, she has the beauty within. It's like they're doing like a modern approach to it, which I get it and I respect it. Cool, but for whatever reason, man, I just thought that this like. Even with that change, I just thought the story and like the way things how things went was kind of just generic, and to me it feels like a Disney movie, but with just like real Disney Channel budget on it.
Do you think
You know
it
what
was
I mean?
too generic because it was based off a cartoon from the 1930s? Because if they strayed too much from it, then at that point it's like, well, you just completely changed the original. You completely changed the story of Snow White. You've made so many changes to it.
I mean, if we look at the original story, I'm pretty sure it's generic and kind of basic, like just through and through. Cool. But if they're going to do like a modern version of it, I kind of want to see more complexity, like more deeper connections. Like I feel like Snow White in the Jonathan situation, I don't really buy it. I thought it was just too quick. It happened too quick. You guys just fell in love like instantly. Like there has to be, I wanted to see more. you know. And there weren't that many scenes with the dwarves and Snow White and like the aftermath of everything. And I don't know, it felt rushed. It's weird because this movie's an hour 50, like almost 2 hours.
Yep.
It's almost 2 hours, but for some reason, the story felt like basic, generic, and like rushed, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dang, I want to see a little bit more complexity, man, more depth into it with the characters. Not like a typical generic. I'm falling in love with you because you're an attractive boy, and like you saved my life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I do appreciate like their change on like the whole Ferris of the Mall bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, the modern. It's not about the beauty outside. It's about beauty within. Mm-hmm. Like I fuck with that.
Which is funny because the magic mirror always picked her.
Yeah.
It always picked the evil queen.
Yeah.
Evil queen.
I know.
So it's like, what the fuck?
Doesn't really make sense.
It's just the fairest of them all, and then at one point she's like, "Oh,
yeah,
you know what I mean?" It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like
she's an asshole. Like,
yeah.
how is
So
she
it's like,
the
how is she
fairest?
fairest of them all?
That's what I'm saying.
So at one point when
just-
it's like, "Oh, it's Snow White," it's like, well, yeah, this should have been your answer all along.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. The ending, like the addition, like what you told me, how like the ending of the original Snow White, how it ends,
Yes.
versus how it ends here, bringing like the humility with the people, and I thought that was cool. I'm like, okay, you know what? That is kind of like that kind of makes sense, and it is for her character, and it's kind of better. But I don't like how we wrapped up the queen.
Yes, I agree.
I was
agree.
like, okay, that was it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
It was kind of random. It was almost like they didn't know how to end it without
Yeah.
being. Because here's the thing, guys. It's not a spoiler. Because if you guys have seen the original Snow White, then you've seen how the evil queen goes out, right?
Yeah.
Her story concludes, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of dark because you're just kind of like, when you see what happens to her, you're like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked up for a kids movie, right? And so, in a sense, I could kind of see that the director and the writers wanted to maybe change it to not be as dark, right? Which one, I never liked the whole censoring bullshit in movies. I say fuck that. That shouldn't be a thing. And two, that was the best you could come up with as a substitute. It felt really random and rushed. It felt like it almost didn't even make sense.
Yeah.
And well, why didn't it make sense? Because the movie itself didn't really even explain what the fuck just happened.
Yeah.
It just kind of happened. And I'm like,
And it moved
okay.
on.
And like after it happened, I leaned over to Hav. I'm like, yo, bro, that felt fast. Like they just ended that. Like,
And
that
I
was
told
that.
him, I was like, that's not how the original ended. It's nothing like this. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
And I actually, the way you explained it too, it seems kind of fast too. Like that ending in the original.
Well, the original was only an hour 20.
Oh wow.
It's really short. The movies in the 30s and shit, like, but old movies were not that long.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
So it's like only an hour 20 long. So it did seem a bit rushed. I mean, sure, but that's because, the movies back then, it was a kid's movie. It was less than 90 minutes. Kind of have to kind of like go through the motions pretty quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's one more thing that I want to talk about because I can't think of any more like talking points after this. Another big part of the movie. It's a big thing. It's been a big thing both in the original and the remake. What'd you guys think of the musical numbers? The songs. If there's one thing that Disney's known for is having musical numbers in their songs, both old movies and new movies.
I think only one that I like really enjoyed. Really enjoy. Other ones were just like, oh, okay. But none of them were like memorable. Even the one I enjoyed, like that's not a memorable one.
Really?
And it was the one where like Snow White and the dwarves first meet and they're cleaning up the house. Like,
Oh, Whistle While You Work.
that one was my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Hi Ho.
Hi-Ho.
fire.
Hi-Ho. I want to say those two are my
Yeah,
standouts.
I agree.
Those two. And the rest, I thought they were fine. But like what Mario said, I agree. I don't remember.
Okay, so fun fact. A lot of the songs that are sung in this movie are from the original movie, like Hi Ho, Whistle While You Work. But there are also original songs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were
Because there were some lyrics that was being said. I'm like, yeah, there's no way this was being said.
in the 30s.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm not sure what lyrics.
Well,
You can bring that up in the spoiler section. But here's the thing, man. I've seen a lot of people review the movie, like earlier screenings of the movie, and people said, man, what the fuck, bro? The new songs they added are trash. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm going to be real. Coming from someone who's not the biggest fan of musicals, I've always found musical numbers to kind of just be whatever. That's just me. I've never been a fan of musicals. I've never been
Girl?
a fan. What?
Bet on me.
That's not how it goes.
What? Yes, it does. He says that. Bet on me.
That's the words, but that's not the chorus.
No, but he does say that though. He does say that. Like how I said it, he says it like that.
Really?
Troy Bolton, yes, bro.
Well, as it goes to show,
Like
I don't
near
like
the
musicals.
end. like near the end. Bet on me. I'm not gonna stop. Then that's just fire, bro. What
Yeah.
you mean?
I don't know.
I don't dance. I know you can't, dude. As a kid, when I would watch that,
I can do that, but
I don't dance.
Get me out of the ball. Hit it out of the
I
ball.
don't dance.
There you go.
High School Musical
too.
Bet on it, bet on it, bet on me. You don't know that? High School Musical 2, girl.
I've never seen those movies.
Why? No way.
That is crazy. They're
that was
fire.
like, dude.
Yo, if, listen, you don't like musical numbers? I'm telling you right now, you gonna love that shit. That shit fire.
Yeah, bro. That was
Okay, what? Wait, there's in High School Musical 2, there's a song where he's trying to get a person to dance dance for him.
Isn't it in the kitchen?
No, it's baseball. It's a baseball.
Oh, it's the one where they're
Baseball
playing
field.
baseball. Yes.
With what's the name? Corday Blue?
Corbin.
Corbin Blue.
Yeah.
And as a kid, when I was watching that as a kid, I had this. I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense. Because the thing is, like, come on, like dance. It's like I don't dance, bro. But like as they're singing, he's dancing.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't dance, and he's no, you can, not a chance, and he's dancing while singing. and me as a kid, I'm like, bro, you're dancing right now. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So
Yeah,
you're Cordon Blue, you dancing right now, you cheeky motherfucker. You slick. You ain't slick, but why you dancing? Why you dancing?
That's fucking dumb.
So he's like saying that. No, I don't dance, but he's doing his thing. I'm like, what? I never understood that as a kid. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then remember Sharpay's song in the pool?
I'm trying to.
No, how did it go? How did it go? Dude, I love High School Musical.
God,
That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. High School Musical.
I'm surprised you never seen them. Huh? They're
But
like
my
they were
favorite
there.
one in High School Musical 2 is that one. I don't dance. The kitchen one. I forgot how that one goes.
What's the one with Zac Efron and he's like on the golf course?
That's Bet on It.
Bet on it.
That was Bet on it.
Bet on
okay.
me. I think
bet.
he says me or it. I don't know. Whatever. Bet
Bet
on
on
it.
it.
Bet on it.
Bro, High School Musical got so big. Legit, the third movie when they
How do you
graduated.
know the song?
Because it's all over fucking TikTok, bro. Everyone talks
Oh
about
my
this
god,
shit.
bro! It legit got a theatrical release. The third one, remember?
Oh yeah,
That's how big it got.
I didn't like
And
the third one
yeah,
as much,
I think they
man.
fumbled on it, bro.
I didn't like the third one as much, man.
Yeah, because the first two came out on like Disney Channel, and they were so good and so loved.
Do you remember the song with Zac Efron and what's her name? It was
Vanessa
Troy
Hudgens?
and Gabriella, while they were like singing and shit, like they're really sad, like I gotta leave and
Oh,
shit. I felt that as a kid. I'm like, damn, no.
Oh, remember the one in the
Gabriella,
first
no.
movie? I remember because it made me laugh. It was the siblings, the two blonde hair siblings.
Yeah, Sharpay and,
I
the brother. I forgot his
Yeah,
brother's
remember
name.
they're in the theater, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, ay, ¿quieres bailar? Mucho
¿Quieres
gusto.
bailar?
I forgot how it
That's
goes.
Gonna bop
to the top.
Yeah.
Get away your inhibition.
He never seen the movies, but he knows the song, bro. That's crazy. That's how you know it's fire.
No, because I'm a real fan. Because I
no, you
saw
ain't,
because
bitch.
they did the musical numbers in an episode of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in The
remember
Sweet
that
Life of
episode.
Zack and Cody's school was hosting a school play based on High School Musical.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
Yes.
Ashley Tisdale, the actress who
there.
plays Sharpay, also played Maddie. And the joke was, people say I look like Sharpay. And people
exactly.
are like, oh, really?
I don't see it.
And then walk
I don't
off.
see it.
So she comes in and performs her song in the show.
Yeah.
So that's why I know that song because of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But I've never seen High School Musical. I'm a man.
Get the fuck.
Get a load of this guy.
I know.
Oh my
Get a
god.
load of this guy.
Oh my god.
Anyway, where were we at?
Our
The
favorite
musical
music.
numbers for Snow White.
Oh yes.
Because a lot of people are saying that the original songs were trash. But I was saying, as someone who's not big on musicals, the songs are just kind of like whatever to me. I couldn't tell you which songs were new
Okay.
and which ones were from the original, other than Hi Ho and Whistle While You Work. All the other songs, I'm not sure. But like they're all just kind of like whatever.
The one that's new for sure is the one that when she was singing with the guy, with Jonathan.
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
That one
it
was
had
new.
to be. It had
That
to
one
be
was
new,
new,
yeah.
especially the types of lyrics, like Princess Problems, like talking about like what you know about problems, bitch. You a princess. Like that's that's
Yeah.
basically what the fucking
Yeah,
song
yeah,
was
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
And there was lyrics being used there. I'm like, yeah, clearly, like we get it. I understand.
I get it. Like your problems are different from my problems.
Yeah, type shit, right? Like you're rich. What do you know about real
Yeah.
problems? Type of. What else? There was another song where I knew it was like new, but that one is the only one like I could think of at the top of my head.
So then, what would you say? Like, did you think they were good? They were bad? They were fine? They were okay? Like, because I know we named our favorites, but like, what did you think of the rest of them in general?
I just thought that they were like generic. I don't know. It was just
They're
whatever.
Forgettable.
It was just whatever for me.
It was forgettable.
That's how I took it as.
You know,
That's how I took it as.
Nothing special, man.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, that's pretty much everything that I think I've mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Comparisons to the original, the
Yeah,
performances, the gnomes, the musical numbers, the changes.
I'll say this, man, and maybe Mario might agree or maybe might disagree. Because going to the movie, Mario was happy as hell, right? Riding on that highway, right? With his snacks and shit. He's like, yo, man, this is going to be a fun hate watch. It's going to be a cool hate watch.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is I'm like, you know what, Mario? Yeah, it's going to be a good night.
He was feeling
Dumbass. I hit him with the split fiction dialogue. Yeah, you know what? It's going to be a good night. You're right, man.
One to remember.
It's going to be, it's going to be one of those nights.
This one's one for the books.
This is one for the books.
Yeah.
Anyway, I actually came out of this movie enjoying it more than what I expected.
I agree.
Same here.
I agree.
I thought this movie was going to be like dog shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking
But
like
I'm thinking,
Craven
you know what?
level.
This is not really dog shit. This is like Disney Channel shit. It's just, it's not bad. I also don't think it's great. I just think it's generic. I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go see this again. I don't think it's terrible. Like I said, the weakest performance was probably Gal Gadot. But that's when she was like super acting really animated and weird.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I thought the pacing was relatively good, but for some reason I just felt things went by super quick. I wish that there was more complexity, more depth into certain characters.
Yeah.
The whole bandit situation was unnecessary. If they weren't even in here, nothing would change. I wanted to see more of the dwarves. The dwarves are the best part of the fucking movie.
Yep.
And I just think that this is not terrible. I think it's just another generic Disney movie, in my opinion. With that being, and it's not, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I think I'm gonna settle that, man, with a 5. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, man. I think it's just a generic, straightforward Disney type of movie.
Yeah.
It's just mediocre.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my rating.
So
right.
I guess for me, what I'll say is I kind of agree with what Hector said. I will say that this movie does give a lot more depth into compared to the original. Because when we meet Snow White, she's already an adult. She's already like the servant and shit, right? The movie does do what live action remakes should do, and that is give more context to the person's backstory. We actually see Snow White as a little girl and how like she had her parents and like what happened to them, because that's never explained in the original movie. Like it's implied, but you don't really get more. You know what I mean? So I felt like they did what live action movies are supposed to do, which is give more context, especially if you're going to have the runtime to be longer, right? But I felt that this movie, I feel, because like I said, the movie came out. What's up?
One more thing I wanted to add in my little mini review for my rating. I didn't really feel satisfied with the ending.
Yeah.
So I just want to point that out.
Yeah. But I think for me, man, because like I see a lot of the early reviews and everyone's just fucking bashing on this.
Yeah, I don't think it's that terrible.
To be honest, I think this movie's getting overhated. I'm like, it's not as bad as you guys make it seem. I think you guys just don't want to seem like the black sheep and like say that the movie's not that bad because, you know, everyone else is being trash. You don't want to feel like you're the only one saying the opposite thing. Me, I've learned to just not give a fuck.
Yeah.
I say what I feel and like whatever it is, right? At least I'm being true, right? That's kind of like, that's sort of the energy and that's sort of the approach I come across with this podcast. I just want to tell the truth. I'm going to just tell it how it is. That's why I don't give a fuck. Fast and Furious, guilty pleasure, and I'll stand by that.
Oh, and Silent Night.
And Silent Night was entertaining because it was mindless action, whatever. Like, I'll stick
mindless
to
action. Nah. Mindless action lasts 30 minutes, girl.
Yeah, sure. The setup I thought was cool too. The whole thing with him like tracking down the guys, like, but whatever. What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna approach it honestly, and honestly, I truly believe this movie just got overhated. I'm gonna be real, and trust me, I went in with the expectations thinking that it was gonna be another live action flop, that it was gonna be another remake that did not do well, that's gonna butcher the movie. And to be honest, other from the, I had some negatives with the movie, but it was not as terrible as other people make it seem, and that's just me, man. I'm being real. Now, granted, I don't think it's worth going to go see it. I mean, I don't know if I would say
Just
go see
wait.
it. I would say wait.
Yeah,
a
Disney
couple
Plus.
months, Disney Plus, it will come out. And I think you guys, it's worth a watch if you guys are curious. But it's not as terrible as what you guys may have heard. I felt like Rachel Zegler did a good job as Snow White. I felt like the Jonathan character did well as well. Gal Gadot was also good as the evil queen until those scenes that I mentioned where she tried to be very villainous, very malicious, and like I didn't really buy that. That's where it kind of shit got a little animated for me. The seven dwarves are the highlight of the movie. The bandits are forgettable. The ending was a little weird. It was kind of confusing.
It just didn't fit.
Because it just didn't for that, but it also didn't make sense. The ending was cool leading up to it, but But then like the actual wrap up just seemed kind of weird and it felt off. We'll get into it in the spoiler section. The musical numbers I thought were just fine. I mean, obviously the two highlights in my opinion were the ones from the movie. The new songs and whatever the fuck. Like whatever. But that's from someone who isn't big on musicals. I'm gonna be real. I found myself enjoying this movie a little bit more than I expected, and maybe I'm just on that high that the dwarves were a standout, or the fact that I thought I was going to absolutely hate this movie and it didn't. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna get the hate, but I'm gonna give this a 6.
A 6.
I'm gonna give because like a part of me was like, I think it's a 7.
Whoa.
I would have been like, it's good. Like I see it like I gave Blue Beetle a 7. You guys remember when we reviewed Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said my biggest complaint was that the villain was super generic.
Yeah.
Like it was generic, like mustache twirling villain that you don't give a fuck about, barely any personality.
Yeah.
And some of the jokes, like remember the grandma like with the minigun and like some of the jokes kind of didn't land. Or something. But I said the rest, like the character, his portrayal as Blue Beetle, the comedy, the jokes, like a lot of it did land. The story, like it was emotional. Like I kind of felt that way with Snow White. I'm like, this kind of feels like a 7 because there are flaws, but it's still good. I mean, it's enjoyable. But I think what really put it down an extra point is if they did not give us that ending. I swear to God, if the ending was true to the original cartoon, I probably would have given this a 7. Because even though Gal Gadot's acting at points were not the strongest, even though the bandits were unnecessary and could have been taken out of this movie, I felt like they should have. And the music numbers or whatever, it's still an enjoyable movie, man. It's still like you can just pop it on and you can just enjoy yourself. Like it's
Yeah, that's why I said it like it's like a Disney Channel movie. It's like a Camp Rock. Like, oh, I bet I'll just put it on while I'm doing the dishes, and that's how I felt. It was like another generic type of movie.
So that's why I was like, yeah, it's probably a 7. But the reason I jump it down to a 6 is because of that ending. And like when we get to the spoiler section, I'll go more in detail of what happens because this just makes no sense. And the movie does not go back and explain what the fuck just happened. It just kind of happens. And we're, us, the audience, we don't get answers. And then the fucking roll credits and it's like, okay. But that's what kind of bumped it down to a point for me. So I'm sticking with a 6. It's okay. The movie's okay. I don't think it's terrible. People are fucking hating on this movie.
That's true.
It's getting hella bad reviews, bro. But actually, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like at 40-something% from critics, but it's in the 70s for fans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fans are liking this movie. So I'm telling you, bro, it's these fucking critics that don't want to be seen as the black sheep and say, oh, this movie's actually not as what. They saw the fucking Rachel Zegler's and her fucking comments and her remarks on the original. Oh, that those 7 dwarves, hashtag not my dwarves. What the fuck?
Not my rad rig. Yeah. Remember that? That was crazy.
That was a real one.
That was crazy as fuck.
People take all this fucking
God.
That dude Robert
all
was
this
crazy.
people take all this fucking controversy like that were leading up to the release of the movie and they take that into effect for the movie.
That's
and it's
true.
like you cannot do that. You
That's
have
true.
to watch it objectively. But I feel like either people can't do that and they hate the movie before they even went to go see it, or they're overhating and they don't want to be seen as like the odd man out, thinking that they liked this movie more, even though the entire internet should be telling them that no, it's trash. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm giving it a 6. All right, Mario. What about you, Koza?
All right, so I guess for
giving it an
me,
8.
hell no. I guess for me, man, I like kind of to pick it back up what Javi said. Like going into this film, I really was just hearing nothing but just the most horrendous things about this film, saying like it was really bad.
He might have disliked it more than us, maybe. I'm guessing.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying that, like, I heard the absolutely worst things. Like, there really wasn't a good thing outside of Snow White's performance. Saying like, that was probably the best thing ever, right? For me, I guess the biggest positive were the dwarves. I guess I can only really say that's my biggest positive that I have.
That's true, man.
I had the one good song with them in Snow White, the How to Clean or what was it?
Whistle while you work.
How to Whistle While You Work. I did enjoy that one, but other than that, all the other musicals are pretty forgettable in my opinion. The Bandits, after thinking about it sometime and hearing your guys' thoughts about it, I think you are right. They are just forgettable. And I mean, that's where it slowed down for me in terms of pacing for the film. The ending was, I guess, again, carry on the theme, forgettable in my mind. How the villain, Gal Gadot's character, how she just disappeared and they never explained it. How it just happened. It feels like, hey man, we kind of need to wrap it up. So just have her go bye bye. Like,
no sense.
Like, swear to God, like that's what it is. The romance, I think I do lean more towards Hector. Like it was rushed, even though I guess it doesn't bother me. But it's kind of one of the things where like, all this other shit was rushed. All this was done poorly. Like why? It's just another thing that's done poorly as well. So like I don't really care that much anymore. But I don't think this movie was as terrible as people say is. But I also don't think this movie is even okay or average. I think there was potential with this film, but they missed the mark. And I think there's more negatives than the positive. I will say one of the positive is comedy. It surprised me a whole lot more than I thought I would enjoy it. But even that said, doesn't carry a lot of weight for me.
So you said it's not okay. It's not even average.
I would probably say it's probably a 4.
Whoa.
I think it's 4.
Okay.
I think it's a 4.
Yeah.
But I could watch this like in the background.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if my sister wanted to go watch it, I'll be like, all right, go ahead. But like I'm gonna be on my phone while you watch it though, and just look at the parts that I enjoyed, like that song. Whistle While You Work. I'm like, yeah, I fuck with it. Yeah. Type shit. I don't know. It's not worth the movie ticket in my mind. Go wait until it's on Disney Plus. I think that's when it's worth it. But nah, to me, I think it's a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
And this is a rare movie because we all have different ratings.
Okay, based on the movie that we just saw, right? And we all said, hey, it's better than what we expected.
Yeah, because I thought I was gonna give this movie a 2. I'm gonna be so real.
Really?
Yeah. From what I was hearing,
do you think that maybe that Lion King movie wasn't as that bad?
well, I never saw it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, what if?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard some complaints, but it's one of those things where I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Maybe not. Maybe not, because like I said, everyone's just kind of on this high of hating live action remakes, and some of them is I see it because I've seen some of them, but it could be that. Yeah, it could be that just people may have overhated the Lion King movie, the Mufasa one, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if I'm being real, I was never gonna plan to watch that movie. It's just kind of like it's because for one,
we being real, we be even more real. If we didn't have this change on the pod, we wouldn't watch this movie. We mostly would have. We most likely would have skipped out on this movie.
Snow White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have seen something else or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, sorry to cut you.
No,
off.
I was just gonna say like, if I'm being real, like I wasn't planning to even go watch Mufasa in the first place, so I'm not gonna go and be like, well, let me see what people are what if people are wrong about this movie, because I just didn't really care. The original Lion King was a different story, but I mean, I didn't care to watch the prequel. Like, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you have a point. It could be maybe people were overhating that one as well, wrongly so.
But anyway, hey, this is fun, man. I kind of like it when we have like different opinions on movies, like different ratings. I don't know what it is. It's like it's more fun to have conversations with.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so just a quick recap. Mario gave it a 4. I gave it a 5. Javi gave it a 6. And with that being said, that is going to be for the non-spoiler section of Snow White. Stay tuned to the spoiler section where we actually dive deeper into the things that we disliked and talk about the weird ending that just doesn't make sense, and it's like, what the fuck's happening? But anyway, we're going to jump into the spoiler sections in 3, 2, 1. We are now in the spoiler section for Snow White. Okay.
Get born.
So, do you want to talk about the ending then?
Yeah.
So rip the Band-Aid?
Okay, so the ending in the original cartoon, like I mentioned before, is a little dark, bro. The way that it goes down is kind of fucked up. So, in the original cartoon, the evil witch drinks that potion and puts on the disguise of the old lady in the cloak, right? So what she does is she goes over and finds Snow White hiding in the dwarves' house. And she goes and she offers her the apple, the forbidden apple, right? Like the one from the cartoon. And so when she takes a bite of it, she goes into eternal sleep. And that's like her way of trying to kill Snow White because she'll never wake up. Now, when that happens, just like in the live action movie, right? The gnomes find out. I said gnomes. What the fuck? The
genome. The genome. Yeah.
The dwarves find out, and they all get on the deer, and they all start like riding them like horses.
Yeah.
They start hauling ass, right? Now in the cartoon, the way that it goes down is like the weather changes. It starts to rain, and it's a thunderstorm. And she finds out that the dwarves are chasing her, and the dwarf. I keep. Oh no, I said it right.
No, you said it right this time.
I don't know what you know what it is. It's the drink.
Yeah, Hobbs drinking the twisted tea.
It's hitting me right now. But they are actually commanding the animals, like the squirrels, the deer, the little chipmunks, the birds, to go after the evil queen. And so they're actually chasing her through the woods, right? And the whole time she runs up to this rock, this cliff that like that leads to nothing, and she grabs this really big branch. And this branch, she puts the branch in between a really big boulder, and she's trying to do like that thing where she lifts it to try to roll the boulder down to kill the, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But while she's doing that, she's doing her evil laugh because she's like the old lady disguise.
Do it,
So
do
she
it, Jav, you know how to do
I
it.
don't know how to do
Yes, you do.
No,
you
I
do it all the
don't.
time. You do the little thing.
What? No,
You do your laugh. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
no, that's not an evil. That's not an evil old lady laugh.
Do it.
What? It doesn't even.
You put him on the spot,
no,
bro.
because you know what just happened? No, he was just like, do it. I was like, I took a breath, like I was gonna do it, and I'm like, wait, why? Why do I gotta listen to you, slut?
Just do it, girl.
No, bro.
Because it sounds funny. You do it randomly on the pod, but all of a sudden that's a problem. You're like, that's what he be doing, boy.
That makes sense. Funny as
He does something. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? He does something, bro. I don't know what he does. It's funny.
I did a poor job of trying to recreate it, but I know what you're talking about.
Dude, that's so funny, bro. Yo, it'd be like, I'd be chilling with Hot, bro. He'd be scaring me, man. Like, I'm just chilling with him, and he randomly does that.
Bro, we were at Daddy's house, right? You know how he's renovating and shit. And this is when like nothing. It was like barren. It was like fucked up, right? And it was dark. And as we're leaving, I go like, bro, like, what if like Javi was here and he did that noise and you hear that? And he's like, bro, I'm running the fuck out of here. Oh, that would have been funny.
That's so funny, man. That makes me, every time Javi does that, it makes me laugh.
Next time the lights are off for whatever reason, I'll make that noise. Make that noise if you're with them.
No, that's scary. Anyway, so she laughed just like that. What Javi did, as she was moving the boulder. You know what I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say she was hanging off the cliff on a branch, and I'm like, oh, like a cliffhanger from the in between the lions. Can't hold on much longer.
Yeah,
that guy.
cliffhanger.
That's my guy. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I was always pissed, bro. As a kid, I'm like, all right, bro, this time you go get out. Dude, this sounds like this time my boys go get out. You know what's funny? I didn't understand. I didn't understand the maybe it's a double entendre. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
His name is Cliffhanger or whatever, and it's because it leaves off in a cliffhanger because he's hanging off a cliff. I didn't get that as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I got older. I'm like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
But this whole time, I'm like, man, like, come on, he's gonna get out. I saw so many episodes. I get super hyped when I would watch an episode I haven't seen. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Like, he actually might get out.
I know what you mean.
And then, fuck, that's just so funny, man. I love that. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my boy Cliffhanger. Anyway, yes, you're explaining the story. So as she was laughing with the evil laugh, trying to do
She
the boulder.
takes the branch and she wedges it into a boulder to try to roll it down.
Yeah.
And as that happens, because it's happening during rain, under a thunderstorm, lightning strikes the rock that she's standing on.
fuck.
And it cracks and crumbles, and she falls to her doom.
Oh, wow.
And that boulder that she was trying to wedge
It rolls down.
to crush her. It rolls down to where she fell and crushes her. and kills her. You don't see it, but like it's like
You
like,
assume.
you see her fall. The boulder rolls in that direction.
Do you hear like the crunchy like?
I don't.
No, that's
remember.
crazy.
No,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I-
No,
Wouldn't
that's
that be-
crazy.
wouldn't that
That would
be
be
cool?
But I
crazy.
do.
That'd be
You
crazy.
do hear like her scream, and then you see the boulder fall, and then it's implied that she dies. And the whole time, there's these two cartoon vultures that are looking at her from like a distance, and they're smiling because they saw her die. I guess they didn't like her either, so they just smiled and they just fly away.
You know, when I asked Hav, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck going on here? I thought, this is what I thought about the evil witch. I thought that her true form was that, like, the evil witch, and she's just taking potions and shit to, like,
Make her look
restore,
young.
restore her youth, because she cares about youth and wants to be the fairest of them all and shit. That's what I thought. But no, you said it was just like a disguise.
Yeah, that's her disguise that she puts
Gotcha,
on to
gotcha,
fool Snow White into eating the apple.
Gotcha.
So that's the ending in the original cartoon. In this movie, it doesn't go in that direction. So after the evil queen gives Snow White the apple, she takes a bite out of it and she goes into eternal sleep. And she essentially gets away with it. That's how the movie goes down. She goes back to the kingdom. The dwarves find her, and that's when they hold like the funeral scene, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. That's when Jonathan comes and gives her the kiss, and she wakes up just like in the cartoon. But instead of her falling to her doom and the boulder crushing her, right? They all go back to the kingdom, and Snow White comes back. It's like on some Harry Potter shit, where it's like we thought he died, and then he gets back to life, and he comes back to Hogwarts. So she pulls up, and everyone sees her, which kind of restores their humanity. That
I like that part. I was like, okay, that cool.
Yeah.
That part's pretty cool.
And so she goes and tries to confront the evil queen, and she was like a little confused because she's like, I thought I killed you, right? And she basically tells her that it's her time to die. They want her executed. So she sends one of her people, like one of her henchmen that works for her, to go and kill her. And then so Snow White calls him by his name. And he's like, you don't like doing this, do you? You used to be a baker. You have a wife and 2 kids. Right? And then she looks at the other henchmen that are like surrounding her, and your name is this, and you used to be a painter, and your name is this, and your name is that. And in a way, it's like saying, we're doing all this, and this is wrong. Like, we should not be doing this. And kind of, it was a really nice moment. As far as additions that they made in the remake that were not in the original, I liked that scene. That scene I felt like was very powerful. I was like, oh, wow, that's actually a good addition to the movie. So essentially all the knights, all the people that are working for the under the kingdom, under the evil queen, all turn on her. And I'm like, fire, right? And then we get that scene where the evil queen tries to stab her with the diamond knife that she creates, and then the crossbow dude shoots her. That's when he makes the joke like, "Oh, I'm the master of the crossbow," and everyone pulls up on her, and she gets mad and she just runs off. The evil queen goes up to her lair where she has the magic mirror. And she starts to ask the magic mirror who's the fairest of them all, and obviously because Snow White's not dead.
He's out here rhyming and shit.
Yeah, he starts to rhyme and says that Snow White's the
One
fairest.
fish, blue fish. You a stupid bitch. you were not the fairest of them all, ho.
Hell no.
No, say bye, ho. I don't know.
What you have to say? Where you going with it now? 1 fish, 2 fish. Here, go take this. Go take this. Go eat this knuckle sandwich. And some shit. I'm fucking up.
That was funny. One fish, 2 fish. You a stupid bitch.
Oh my god! What? I don't know what's with this man right now.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, right?
You would have thought he's drinking, bro.
Yeah, that's what
I'm just
it is.
I'm just having fun with this movie, man.
Go ahead. Just continue.
So the evil queen gets angry because the magic mirror doesn't pick her. So she takes like.
Yo, he's losing it. Just continue, bro. He's losing it.
Yeah, we'll let him get it out.
Remember Snow White was like, wait, Arthur, you're.
What?
When he was Snow White's listing the names, like Arthur, you're a baker, you're blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
What if Javi's one of the henchmen?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Javi, you're a what?
He's a henchman. He's like, yo, Jav, this isn't like you, bro.
Okay.
Wait, what?
It's like, this is like you, bro. You're drinking a Pepsi, not Mountain Dew. Like,
Oh my god.
this isn't like you, man. No, he has Mountain Dew with ice. Like, this isn't like you, bro. I know you don't like this.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right, I don't.
And I pour it out.
He pours it out. Yeah, you're right. I don't like this. All right,
Splash it on the evil queen.
Yeah.
She melts. That would have been a better ending.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god.
That's so fucking sorry. That's stupid.
All right, now continue. I think he got it out of his system.
I doubt he did, because look at him.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I don't even know where I'm at.
You were talking about how you like the addition of this. The moment was cool.
Oh, when she brings
No. You left off when she's speaking to the mirror.
Oh, okay.
And then when she gets angry that the magic mirror doesn't say that she's the fairest of them all, she grabs like a nearby I don't know, like was it like a
Was it her staff thing?
I don't
Was
know
it
what
that?
it was. Yeah, it's like a weird, I don't know.
It was like a.
I think it was a staff then.
It was that thing she always carried with her. I think it
Yeah.
was that, yeah.
So she smashes the mirror out of anger.
Yeah.
And the mirror shatters, but all the glass comes out like explodes.
It stays floating in the
but
air.
it stays floating. It stays like frozen.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, what's crazy is that we actually get a perspective from behind the mirror.
Yeah.
And it looks like that magic. The other side of that mirror is like some void, some out of dimension shit. I don't know what the fuck.
Yep.
And so what happens is like all this black stuff starts to come out of the mirror and starts to like cover all over the evil queen, and like fucking bitch looked like Dark Flash by that point, bro. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
She gotta look like Dark Flash. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch?
Yeah.
And then she gets pulled into the fucking mirror, and then the mirror restores itself, and it's like, oh, happy, she's gone forever.
Yep. And that's how she leaves, bro. It's crazy.
And then everybody.
And they never explain it. They just move on to the next scene.
And at the end of the movie, they're like all dressed in white and shit. I saw a meme on Twitter.
What?
He was like, yo, oh shit. Like, the town went to an all white Diddy party.
That's funny, actually.
And I was just laughing because you just see people dancing and shit. Like, all white.
Oh, my God.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But yeah, that's how she dies. That's how. So we don't know what happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it just feels like as if
Made no
like
sense.
it just I'm telling you, it's because like they were probably realized like, yo,
She'll
this
come
happens.
back.
This happens near the end of the movie. Like we're near the end of the movie and she's still alive. Like we got to deal with her somehow. It's like, right, fuck it, just take her out. Let the mirror suck her in. You know what I mean? And just that's it.
What if she comes back? Whatever she went was like a different realm, and now she's plotting her revenge on how to come
When we
back.
saw that POV, it made me like think like, yo, is there like more to this world than we know?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what made me what like the thought that came to mind.
Everything's the same universe, bro. Like all the Disney princesses, are they all in the same universe? Like the same world?
No, I would say I wouldn't think so. That would be cool though, right?
I would.
That would be cool. That would be kind of cool.
Was it what movie was it that they did that? I could have sworn like
Oh, they
there
did
It was
that?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah. It was
Oh,
Wreck-It
for
Ralph.
real? That's cool.
The video games where they brought all the Disney princesses
Oh.
and like they were they.
I don't think I never fully finished that film.
What? They're
I know
really
it's
good
good. I
movies.
was about to
Man.
say,
They're
There's two of
both
them,
fire.
right?
There's two of them. Yes,
They're on Disney Plus.
they should be. Yeah, they're good movies.
I was about to say I remember starting and enjoying it, but I never finished it.
Yeah, they're really good, man.
All
So
right,
I'm not. What's that famous line, bro? What he says in the first movie? I'm not good, but that's not bad, and I'll never be good, but that's not. I forgot what he says. Like he says like a cool like line while he's like diving down to hit the Coke bottle, like cap the Mentos.
Okay.
He says something cool as fuck.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna wreck it.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
What's
I
that
can find
line?
it.
I was like, I got you.
I'm
And
gonna
then
wreck
he's,
it.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
fix it.
Dude,
What's it called?
I've only ever seen Wreck-It Ralph in theaters when it first came out
What?
once.
Really?
I've not
check if
rewatched
it's,
it, but it's fire. But Mario, both those movies are fire.
I need to make sure. I want to see if they're on Disney Plus.
They are, bro. It's Disney.
It's made by Disney. Oh, again, then you're 100.
Yeah,
right.
not
Then they are.
Pixar. It's Disney. But, dude, the Wreck-It Ralph movies are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I've never saw the second one because there's two, right?
There is two. The second
So-
one
Yeah, I
deals
never
with the
saw it.
internet, not video games.
So he says I'm bad, and that's good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me.
Yeah, good message.
You don't get it, girl.
I was about to say, I get
You
the
haven't seen
message
because he plays a villain in a video game, and like he's tired of being a villain. He's like, man, I'm
No, like I said, I told you, I watched the beginning of the movie. I just never finished it.
Okay.
But no, the one thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap it up, if you guys don't have anything else, is a joke that I liked a lot. And that's when Jonathan took the arrow for Snow White,
yeah.
right? So he's about to die, right? And we have Doc working on him, right? And they're all outside the dwarves' house. And they're all worried. They'll have a serious look in their face. Some of them are down. Doc comes out the window. And he starts jabbering about what he did to Jonathan. He's like, he's in an induced coma. I inserted this. I poured this lactate into the serum. And
Lactate?
I don't fucking know. I'm trying to remember what he said. He tries something like a doctor, right? And it sounds like he's
I put magnesium fluoride.
yeah, for real. I swear to God, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, he was saying random shit.
He was fucking just saying random shit, right? And it sounds like he's about to say he didn't make it, right? But he never gets the chance to say that because Jonathan walks out and he's alive, right? And everyone's celebrating, and all we hear Doc say is like, "Oh, I thought you died.
I thought he was dead. That was funny.
And that was the funniest thing. I was like, yo, that actually made me laugh.
Yeah.
No, but that's the only thing I really wanted to bring up. Outside of the mirror one and the ending, that's the only three things I really want to talk about. I don't know if you have any other scenes that you want to bring up.
I'm trying to think, man. I don't know. Do you?
No, the ending was really what bothered me the most.
Yeah,
Because it didn't make more sense. I think I would have liked the original ending.
You don't think that would have been too dark?
Nah.
It wasn't dark for the
I
30s.
hate when, listen, man.
Yeah, but that was back then.
I was going to say, I don't like it. Like, I get it, they're kids, but there's certain things you can, like, foreshadow for children that are mature, that are okay for kids to watch. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying, like, no, I want the witch to be stabbed, guts spilling out. Like, no, don't get it twisted. But, like,
But you can still show death.
Yeah, like, don't treat kids like they're idiots. Like, complete fucking idiots, bro.
W.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you make them think. You know what I mean? I feel like when we were kids, I will always say this, and I will stamp on this. I truly do believe we grew up in like the best era in terms of like cartoons, all that shit.
Yeah.
Because we weren't treated as like complete idiots. They actually made shows for us that required us to think a little bit
To understand the joke.
and understand a joke
And the
or
message
in the
and the
message and all
themes.
that shit, man.
And if we
Nowadays-
didn't get it, then we didn't get it. We'd have to wait till we were older.
Yeah, until we were older, right?
Yeah.
And I think
And then
nowadays,
and then they just hit different
Yeah.
when you watch it that time.
yeah, and nowadays I just feel like kids shows or cartoon shows that are aimed for kids, like Disney Channel, they just play it too fucking safe and they treat them like they're idiots. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's all I got, man.
You were gonna say something.
When he was saying like you gotta stop treating kids like they're stupid. Like it reminded me of that old video of that one guy that stands up to his teacher. It's like, yo, you can't be. You gotta,
I know
you
you're
gotta speak to these kids, man.
Yeah,
you
that
can't
guy.
be teaching your kids like this, man.
You can't just hand them a freaking
Like,
package,
package.
and
yo.
expect them to know shit. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
That's
that
what
video.
it reminded me of. But yeah, I think that is everything, man. I can't really think of anything else that we would like to talk about. But yeah, I think that's it. What did you guys think of Snow White? Let us know in the comments down below. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.
See ya.